doesn't necessarily want the brush manipulation, but that doesn't mean that they don't need it. So we're gonna assume that Dan here has a buildup because he works in the plants. And this is I don't charge him extra for it. It comes with the the scalp treatment, but I always do the brushing because I want to get any excess buildup. I want the product to work to the best of its ability. So I use the teasing brush. Yes, I know it's a teasing brush, but it also has the tail at the end, so I don't have to hold the comb too. I'm working smarter, not harder. Hairlines generally consume everything that we do. For us girls, we wear makeup, so we get makeup. We get the toner that we put on our skin. Guys, they don't use as much, but when it comes to working and wearing welding caps and hard hats, they sweat, and this is generally where their brim is. So for a guy that has buildup, it's normally in this area, in the recession area. So I will do this one really, really quick while I'm talking to him, or if he is in a chair and he's already relaxed. I do have some tilted back just a little bit. I don't have barber chairs, but the barber has a new barber chair. I'm just talking about it because I'm being nosy today. Okay. So I always do a quick brush through to loosen up again the hair and anything that is on their scalp. And we all know that the scalp treatment is one of the most invigorating because it has the exfoliant beads, but it also does the powerful work of the tea tree product, which is amazing. I have been a palmetto tea tree junkie since the beginning of time. They have product lines that have their version of tea tree, but nobody matches palmetto's tea tree. Just nobody. And it's not just because I work for the company. I'm serious. I've tried. The only thing with tea tree, you have to ask clients. Some people don't like the smell. I mean, I get it, but in this situation, the only thing with tea tree the general line of tea tree is that when I use the lavender line, I always ask my client if they're allergic, because lavender it's forthcoming, but if the client is allergic to it, it's going to look like a rash immediately when it comes in contact with their skin. All right, now that we loosened up Dan's hair and his dry scalp, again, this is all a manipulation service. So I'm gonna run my hands through Dan's hair and his scalp. I probably asked him how his family is doing by now. Don't mind my kids in the background, guys. Sorry, I'm at the shop. And I do soft circles just to calm the scalp down. If I had to be more aggressive in certain areas to get up dry scalp. It's the summertime. The most that I've been noticing with dry scalp, even with my own clients, is that it's closer to the apex. Just drying out. The summer changes atmosphere in Houston, and people are working out or not. I'm on the not side. I need to be. People are sweating a little bit more, and with sweat, it generally opens our pores because it's pushing the hair out. But then when we dry off, we'll take care of our bodies, but not our scalp. And our scalp is still a part of our body, so that's primarily what the treatment is for, and it moisturizes to the max. But our hands have a natural oil to it, and then we've already broken up Dan's dandruff or dry scalp. But in brushing anybody's hair, it's going to produce their own natural oil. So while I'm giving them a soft massage, I'm also checking and feeling for any abrasions or moles or scar wounds whatever a guy could possibly have. And guys are generally interesting because they can go play basketball, get elbowed, have a whole cut on top of their head. All right, so for the scalp treatment, I use enough on my brush to see, but I don't apply, excuse me, all of this to one area. I will part down the middle. And I'm doing a small indentation. My subsections are I do 1/8, just because out of that first dip, I probably can get 4 sections. And my emphasis is not necessarily the hair, but the scalp. So I'm always laying my bristles on the client. So I apply, pull, apply, pull. Anytime you go in like this with your brush, you're breaking follicles. It doesn't matter if it's a chemical, you're revving the hair back up and you're opening that follicle. So we're not trying to do that, we're just trying to cleanse. So again, I got my 4 sections, part, tap, part, tap, part, and tap. If y'all do a scalp manipulation on someone that is at home, dad per se, and he just got a fresh haircut, I do bring it down to the shortest part, but I do that last because there's nothing really for me to manipulate. That's when I'll do a finger massage on that part. And it's easy breezy, opening up my pores. I know it's opening up well. Dan doesn't have real pores, but y'all know what I'm saying, right? And I've had this happen at the school for little kids, anybody under the age of 10, if they need this service, but because we all know that the tea tree is very, very cooling, if they need this service, I test it on the inside of their arm first, because little kids react differently to certain things. So cooling mechanisms might irritate them, or they think they're being irritated, but because they're a kid and they don't know it's supposed to feel like that, you know, it could, they can go in a different direction and start crying and all that great stuff. Look here, I don't have time for those tears. All right, so for my shorter pieces, I'm just pulling it down, just like if I was applying a color retouch. And I'll do the entire head. If y'all do notice dry spots or a dry, like a buildup, scratching the scalp is not a service, but sometimes you have to remove that buildup, so you might have to use your fine-tooth comb and just slowly peel it away. 9 times out of 10 is not indicating that they had a wingworm or anything of that nature. It's just that it keeps drying in the same spot and building a layer of skin to protect itself. And then I'll emphasize a little more. If they do have a dry spot, I'll put a little more product, and I generally rub that spot out with my thumb first before putting a lot of extra tension with my index finger. But if I see anything on my client's head, I do tell them. I know for some of y'all, talking to clients can be the last thing on your mind, or it can be a little intimidating, but that's our job as the professional, is to inform. Hey, I noticed that you have an ingrown in the back. Or I noticed that you have this small little nick. Do you know where this came from? Especially my guy clients. They're like, what? I don't remember. And then I'll put my thumb on that spot again and be like, do you feel this? And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I was hitting my head on something. I was playing basketball. I ran into the garage door, whatever the story is. But acknowledging it, bringing it to their attention is always a plus. It lets them know that you're generally concerned about them. And it helps with product sales. This treatment, could you sell it to a client? Absolutely. But I want you to come in here and get it. So, yeah, I can show your wife how to do it, but I want to make my quick $35. Yes. Jay, leave me alone. I'm recording. So all the way down. And I was tripping. I already squeezed it out the tube, guys. Sorry. Shouldn't have used as much. It was just a demo. I went all the way out of control like I was really doing a real client. But on my shorter areas, again, I'd take 1/8 or 1/4 subsections, and I am applying just like I would with a research. Never pressing, apply, drag, apply, drag. Good service. And I know on a lot of times we keep saying 15 minutes, but it shouldn't take longer than that. If it does, she has a massive amount of hair and you need to up the prices. Now, I did not forget where I started with my brushing. Assume Dan has been wearing a hard hat. I always go back to my hairline last. And the reason why I go to the hairline last is because it's sitting everywhere else, and because the hairline absorbs the most from the sun and everything else that we put on it, more than not, I get a quicker reaction from a client on the hairline. So then, if I'm not in time, I'll do small circles. Some of my clients, because of how the salon is set up, the air blows very, very hard and direct straight across my chair. They don't want me to touch them. They just let the air blow and they're like, I feel extra breezy, and then, all right, cool. But Dan doesn't mind. Dan's my friend. He was just telling me about how his weekend with his girlfriend, and he loves her. And I love that he loves her. So I'm gonna do my small manipulations again, and it's always, my circles are always coming back to me. So if you get confused with your circles, I always say, bring me the money. Never the index finger is too much tension. The pinky might not be long enough, so 2 fingers in the middle. Bring me the money. Yep, you got it, Sarah. But it's also calming for the client when you go this way. It naturally tells the client, when you go forward in a way, it naturally tells them that you're about to remove your hands from their body. If you start a massage with the manipulation and you need to pick your hand up, I would always suggest dragging the hand that stays into the client's hair, dragging it, and then pulling your hand back to let them know that this hand was removed. Because it's a shock on their nerve system. If you just pick it up, they can feel it. And we've done this in the general classroom. We've asked y'all to do it with, to change partners as far as the type of hair, the texture of hair, and then to do a scalp manipulation with a friend. And that's just because everybody pressure points are the same, but they might need more of an emphasis. So somebody might be like, you can go harder on my temples, but my crown area is soft. So it's sensitive, so go softer here. And that's the best part of the scalp manipulation. The client is being treated. It's opening up their pores, it's cleansing, it's invigorating, but the stimulation from your hand could make the world of a $5 tip to a $25 tip. And I want all the $25 tips. So if I know that Dan had a great weekend with his girlfriend, then I don't have to push any extra temples. But if the job workplace was irritating him, I'm going directly to my recession line first. And I'm gonna put out a little more pressure because I want them to relax. And after this is my shampoo and my styling, because I probably already cut there. I don't really necessarily want to work that hard, do this treatment, and then go back for a haircut. I'll do the haircut first. Then I got to see everything that was going on with the scalp. Sorry, y'all, that was my phone coverage. For my shampoo, I don't use crazy hot with my scalp treatment. When I am rinsing this out to put my product on, my shampoo, I'll usually do lukewarm or cool just to emphasize the sensation of the tea tree. And then from there, you have to pick what shampoo you need for your client. In Dan's case, Paul Mitchell wise, I could use the Mitch line for his shampoo. If this was Haley, she has color in her hair, then I would go in with my color shampoo. If I was in the salon, and Haley came in and she's like, I need a scalp treatment and I just want a quick blowout. As a professional, in her conditioner, I'm going to refresh her color. I'm going to put that color into her conditioner. And even if I'm using the Paul Mitchell line, I could mix a cocktail for her because we always want to give our clients the best service. Would I charge for that? Probably not. But that's me making sure that I have quality on my work, that, because she needed a service done, I didn't just render to that service and then her color looks like it's fading the blue. She's like, yeah, I got this scalp treatment, but look at my hair color. So it's up to y'all. It's how much money you're trying to make, what impressions you want to leave behind, what things you put into consideration. The scalp treatment is phenomenal, and I use it to my advantage all the time. Because if you tell a client, look, I'm gonna go ahead and do this scalp treatment, and this one is on me, I promise y'all, y'all are not losing money. Because they're gonna remember it, they're gonna know what it feel like, and then the next time they might ask for it, and they might refer somebody. Oh man, I went to Brandy, and I told her I've been working a lot, and she hooked me up with the scalp treatment. Gotcha. I need you to come back. So everything is not a money solution, but everything is a reason for you to come back to my shop to refer a friend to me, because at the end of the day, I do want your money. Make sense? And that's our scalp treatment. I'm gonna have the shampoo down because I gotta put him back in the closet. But he smells great. His bed head is out of control though. And for the guy's face, I don't bring, if I am doing a scalp treatment, if I do a massage, I don't bring it past their cheeks. That's generally where guys have the most ingrown thing. And I don't want to irritate it or leave product in his face. So I could go back in and still do the manipulation, but I would probably do it with the tea tree moisturizer. Because he's still going to get the same effect. Yes, Jay, he's still going to get the same effect. No, I can't. But the beads aren't in his face, and it's not irritating him underneath the surface where, again, I might have to end up being the one getting the hair bumps out, which I don't mind. I do those for my clients as well. I do them as treatments. It's the same thing. If I am adding anything to my guy's face, then that's where your hot towel machine that y'all have at the school comes into place. So that tea tree moisturizer is already in the hot towel machine. So if I take this, lather a little in my hand, put it on his face, and then go to the bowl and do my shampoo after this, then he's getting the full treatment on his face and on his scalp. If your client is sunburnt on the back of his neck from working outside, or from Rachel sitting outside tanning, she has a small sunburn, you can do the same thing with the hot towel. Instead of using a hot towel, you can make it cold, put the moisturizer, the tea tree moisturizer in it, and then when that service is finished, spray them with alcohol mist. Alcohol mist will help pick up, remove, not pick up, remove dead hair, skin. It'll remove all of that. And again, it's a form of a treatment that's still you considering your client and making sure your professionalism, your brand is doing just the extra incentive. And people remember that. Listen, it means I was paying attention. But you think, yeah, I had drinks and we stayed at the pool, and for Kayla, I was sunbathing. I was there too long. Well, let me put this on. And it's not, I don't want to make it seem like it's a sale, but it's always a sale. Does it make sense? Like I'm always pushing for you to look, feel, and be your best, but to remember me and know that it's something out there or something that I can do to bring to the table to make sure you're at your A game. And that's the scalp treatment. Y'all did get the product, right? They gave it to everybody. All right, if you have the product, don't waste it on a mannequin.
Is this it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it on somebody at home. Faith, do not put this on the baby. But do this on somebody at home. Give them a treatment. If I didn't have anybody, I probably would have asked Ariel. Her hair's done, so she probably would have told me no. Anyway, it's totally fine. So do y'all have any questions with the scalp treatment? Do you have any concerns with it? Has anyone not ever been able to experience it at the school?